Check one, check two, check one, check two. You know, as people are coming in, I have received a barrage of Happy Father's Day. And, here being in Africa, I forget the holidays in damn America. Put the D in front of America, capitalize the E, damn America. Until I'm reminded when I receive the emails and people send their, in good spirit, I guess, a happy Father's Day's wish. But what really gets me is that shalom, peace, and blessings to each and every y'all coming in. But what really gets me is, how do you bring another country's holiday into another country? Well, let me put it like this. How do you celebrate something that you don't even know where it stemmed from, what its purpose was? There was a European woman by the name of Sonora in 1910, I think it was, who adored her father, as she would say her father, and she wanted to do something special in church for him. And this kind of caught on. And before you knew it, it spread around America to where they call it Father's Day. It was Lyndon B. Johnson in, I think, 1968, who signed into law or made it a national holiday. And Nixon, well, he didn't make it he made it a holiday for that year. Nixon came behind him several years later and made it a national yearly holiday. And, I just chuckle when it takes me back when I was called into holidays. And I'm going to break down because people say, what's the big deal, man? Come on. What's the big deal? I mean, celebrating, man, saying Father's Day, this and that. What is the big deal? Well, I'm going to share with you all the detriments and why we were warned not to celebrate the days, the times, the years. Even though it's innocent, as it may seem, many of us don't realize it entraps you and binds you. Many people are enslaved to it and they don't even know it. I'm not trying to convince anybody or steal anybody, supposedly. If, my brother here in Africa, I just got a Happy Father's Day from a pastor here in Ghana. I got a Happy Father's Day from another African brother here that wished me a Happy Father's Day. And they don't know really the stemming reasoning behind this. They're just following suit what the world's done. But I broke it down to my brother. He asked me, could I be his mentor? And I said, sure. You all are going to meet him. I'm going to put up his video come this week and show you him, his lovely wife, and his daughter. He actually has two. One was in school at the time I interviewed him. But he asked me to mentor him. And I said, sure. And I take it seriously if somebody asks me to mentor them, because I'm going to share what's in me. I'm going to pour into them what is in me. And it's up to them to take what that I pour into them, for them to ask the questions and to see why I perceive things the way they are. Now, I'm not a new chip off of old block. I'm an old block that many should be chipping off of me, because I've gathered a life of experience of these things that have bounded me by celebrating these days, these months, these years. And it has no place in the development or the unshackling of the enslavement of my mind that the world has put upon me. Matter of fact, the more that they put in to these holidays for us to celebrate, it just bounds you much more. You know, they just made a national holiday of Juneteenth. Juneteenth. We're going to get into each one of these days per se, but I'm not trying to rain on your parade, because it was, let me say this, the difference between the world and what the Most High says. Look at this right here. People want, I told the young man who wanted me to be the mentor, I said, my brother, I understand and appreciate your heart of wanting to wish me something, but let me educate you on something. And I told him, I said, do not have your children believe that out of 365 days of the year, you are only due one of honoring. Out of 365 days of the year, I get a freaking call from an adult of my children I raised to wish me a happy Father's Day. And there are many who go years without talking to, or a year without talking to their parents. And on that day, they will call them. We'll go months and months and not even consider calling them out of the heart of love, but will be trapped by the world dictating to tell them, this is the day to honor your mom and dad. So I told the young man, and he said, wow, I thank you for just educating me on things that I know not what it is that I do. And I said, you're welcome, brother. Don't fall into the trap of teaching your children that you deserve to be honored on a day that they call Father's Day. I put here on the screen in Matthew 23:9 that the Spirit of the Most High, who is our Father, gave us a kindly reminder that call no man father, because the term is only in reference of that or whom which created all things. Did you know Earth is considered the mother? Did you know that? It's referenced as the mother, one of the mothers. When I say one of them, I mean, it's the mother of mothers. Did you know that? Scripturally, it says that the earth is the mother of man, the flesh. You were formed out of dust, and you shall return back to your mother, earth, dust. Your spirit man was created by the Father, and that shall return back unto the Father. What does it matter, Go Black? So what does it matter? I mean, hey, what is the deal with all of this right here? You know, people just make no sense when they're trying to sit here and just cause confusion, all this right here, this and that. No. You see, it was said, the first commandment with a promise was to honor thy mother and thy father. Now, it made reference as your father as a means of a parent, because it said, they said the mother and the father. But in actuality, when you dig into the origin of really that scripture, because the Catholics changed it to mother and father, it said your parents. Honor your parents. so that your days will be long on earth. This is the first commandment. This is the first promise that was given for you to live a long life on earth. How many years that might be? Something as simple as honoring your parents, because they are the so-called teacher, the guide over your soul. For they're the ones who raise you. Now, I've had people say, well, what if your parents are not honorable? Do you still have to honor them? What if they were no good? What if they were not there? What if they were abusive? What if they just was no good? Look, who is good? There is only one that is good. What does honor mean? Not every man or woman who brings forth child is parent quality. You might have somebody who adopts you. They're your parent. You might have somebody who actually is mentoring you. They may be considered your parent. A parent is one who oversees your soul. That's most that is most the giving of the honor to one who actually was who's the parental guidance over you. Well, let's get back into this. You got to understand, why is it that the Most High told the children of Israel, do not take with you the customs and the traditions of these nations into your land? You see, because my family, though sometimes most of them stopped, and most got offended when I told them, please stop wishing me these pagan religions. I don't care to hear, please. No offense, but it's okay. I told my kids, don't call me on Father's Day. It's a disrespect to me. Call me any other time when your heart is full with gladness and of cheer, that your spirit has guided you to, let me call my dad and speak with him. Do not allow a day or a year to provoke you to make a phone call because the world told you to give an acknowledgement to those on these specific days that the world created. It will trap you. It will cause you to have a disregard for other days. My wife's son, he sent me a Father's Day, happy Father's Day today. And he said, Mr. Go Black, well, he called me by my first name, but he said, Mr. Go Black, happy Father's Day. And, he thanked me for being there in his life. And I said, I thank you. I said, but son, I'd rather for you to reach out to me when your heart is moved to converse or talk or share with me your gratitude. Do not limit yourself or allow a day to limit you to reach out to me and wish me a happy day. Allow the Spirit of the Most High to move you freely to reach out to me. And he thanked me for it. He said, well, thank you, Mr. Go Black. I really appreciate that, and I shall do that. And I said, no problem. And your mother will make sure I get the gift that you sent me when I meet her here in another month or so. We miss out on life in sharing our love to each other because we follow the land of celebratory days. And I've seen so many people get so trapped into them that they will Every year, that day becomes us, and it will enslave them when they have had a loved one that passed away. That day is a memorial of the loss that they have endured because they have celebrated these days in from month on in to year on out. That it causes them to be in a depression, cause them to to behave in a fashion that they normally don't on any other time of the year. I've shared with you all, I do not know the date nor year my dad passed away. I don't know it, and I don't care to know it. I will not let a date entangle me in being some type of sad on that day. Oh, this is the day my dad passed away. I don't know when it was. And I'm being honest with you all. I'm being totally transparent with you all. Somebody asked me, do you keep the Shabbat? See, Shabbat, they mean the Sabbath day. You see, keeping the Shabbat, the Shabbat was made for man. Man was not made for the Shabbat. What does that mean? See, people want to say this is the day of Shabbat, the day of the honoring of the resting in the Lord, when it was already made and laid out that the Shabbat was made for man. Man wasn't made for Shabbat. What does that mean? I can choose to rest in the Lord every day. I can choose and respect any day of labor to work and to rest in what other day I choose for the good of my body. Somebody said, no, that's BS. This ain't for you. Do what you do. For the Lord said this. I didn't say that. This is what the Lord said. See, they wanted to entangle Yeshua. He is healing a man on the Sabbath. Then they try to catch him in, oh, look at him. He's doing this on the Sabbath. And he wrecked their minds. He said, if a man's cow fell into a ditch or a hole, would he not go get it out on the Sabbath? If you had to survive and it was your only means of working on a Sabbath, if you call it that, would you not work? Can you not honor the Most High every day? And can you not respect a day of rest given to you? You see, everything done in the old was an example in order for you to respect it, but done in a way to respect it in the choosing for the choosing. Let me break it down further for you all. When you see that the laws were created and made, if you were to give a tithe, this was a school teaching, this was a lesson for you to work into the act of giving. When it was put for you to celebrate feast days, celebrate burnt offerings, when it was all this stuff was nothing but to teach us, to give an acknowledgement to the Most High. But in doing it, when Yeshua came to explain that in the fulfillment of the law, you were not bound by specificities, however you say, to be so specific on it. You had day, because this day will be the rest in the acknowledgement of God has given this day for me to rest, for this body to rejuvenate, for me to give an acknowledgement in why by me resting unto the Lord. For this day was made for me. I was not made for it. Now, you ain't got to believe it. You can do what you want to do. The Lord came to set people free, because the schoolmaster, which was the law, was only an example. It was a type, a shadow of Yeshua is in all of it. Yeshua, God is your rest. God is your commandment. God is your offering. God is your sacrifice. God is your savior. God, all of the prophets was nothing more than an example of God is your prophet. Yeshua said that. The prophet, he being a prophet, was not even welcome like the other prophets as he came into the city. It bounds you, it strickens you, it holds you in slavery. When you become it, it's you now. There is no how much I can give. The teachings of the lesson was give. If I'm to give a portion of what I have been given from the Most High, that was a teaching of giving acknowledgement that where all of your abundance comes from the Most High. This is honoring and giving reverence by your actions of the acknowledgement that there is the Most High. You tell me one holiday that exists right now that the world celebrates that has anything to do with the Most High. Not even Christmas. That's a man-made holiday. This is when Christ was born. Christ was born. Christ was born? I thought there was no beginning nor end. How can Christ be born? Emmanuel was born, but not Christ was born. Christ was there from the beginning, or you will, of time, if you will, or the beginning of what was so-called, we would say, what was creation or created of earth, but always there was the existence of Christ. They told you Christ, which is a spirit, was born in a manger. Nope. Nope. God has no beginning nor end. But they told you this is Jesus Christ's birthday. Bull crap. The Son of Man was born of flesh. We don't worship that. We don't worship the flesh. No, we don't worship the flesh. You might do a symbolic gesture of the flesh that was sacrificed for you to realize you can walk and sacrifice this flesh by not walking in it and sinning. That flesh that was conquered, to give an acknowledgement that thereof, but there was the spirit that reigned in it. That is what people were bowing down to, not the flesh. That image, those idols that you see, supposedly the baby in the manger and Joseph, those are images and idols. Happy Father's Day? I thought it was, in all you do, acknowledge the Lord in all your ways. That is Father's Day. Every day. But what is wrong, Go Black, with celebrating Father's Day? And, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. You do what you do then. I am sharing to those who tend to have these family issues of celebrating these days, these months, these years, and yet ain't nothing. The relationship ain't gotten better. It ain't brought you closer into the things of the Most High. My uncle, I haven't talked to him in years. He sends these frivolous Happy Father's Day. Man, get the hell out of here. You can't call to see how I'm doing. You're supposed to be my elder, and you can't call to say, nephew, how's everything going with you? How's your marriage? How you holding up as a man, a husband, a father? I want to call you and just touch bases with you. I wanted to just go and edify and build you up into the Lord. No, a freaking Happy Father's Day. This is what people do. And they think that it makes them feel good. Like, I reached out to my nieces and my nephews, sent the Mother's Day, sent the Father's Day. So I did my part as an uncle. Get the freak out of here. When I heard my nephew lost his job 2 weeks ago, I got on the phone. I called him. Nephew, are you good? Hey, Unc, how you doing? I'm doing fine. How are you doing? I heard you lost your job. Yeah, Unc, I did. Okay, what you got going on? How's the wife feeling? What is your plans? What's the deal? I don't need to call him on no freaking Father's Day. No, I got a word. He lost his job, and I'm going to call him and see how things go. And periodically, I call them. How you doing? Everything okay? Okay, everything's well. Is there anything that you want to share with me and talk to me about? Because I want to make sure that you win. And everything you do, I want to make sure you win. Are you walking by the Lord? How's the wife? Y'all standing strong? What about the kids? Everything is well. I'm always here for you. You fall into any potholes, any times of trouble, go to the Lord. Lean on the Lord's ear. If you feel as though that you need somebody to talk to, call me. Thank you, Uncle. I get on them too. Oh, I correct them too. I just corrected my niece, 33 or 34 years old. Corrected her. Well, Uncle, I know. See, that's why Uncle, she's very joking. I love her too. I love all of them. Love all of them. She was like, she had did something, and I called her out on it. And well, she was supposed to do something, and she never got back with me. And then when I did reach, I gave her space because she told me she was going to do some business thing, and I said, I'm gonna hold you to it now. I'm gonna hold you to it. I'm holding your hand to the fire because now you came out of your mouth and you said this, and I'm not gonna let you curse yourself because this is the problem. We need people to hold us accountable. What come out of our mouth, I'm gonna hold you to. So there was time that I said, I'm gonna let her. And I knew I was gonna go see her. When I got to see her, and I'm like, so what was going on with you said? You said, see, this is what we need to do with each other. Not this wait on some holiday just to call somebody or send them a daggone with them daggone emails with the little pictures and balloons and all that crap. No. No, niece, let me ask you. You said you was gonna do this. Yeah, uncle, I know, and that's why I didn't call you back, because I know you gonna be on me. Niece, I know. I know you don't want to hear it. But did you do it though? No, I didn't. Okay, all right. I mean, I'm not gonna come hard on you, but I'm gonna ask the question. I'm asking the question. You said you were going to do this. Now you haven't done it. But that's your life. Love you. Love you too, Unc. I really do. I love you. Thank you. This and that. That's okay. That's all right, baby. That's all right. Because I'm going to be here for you. That's anyone. Anyone can email me. Why? Because my thing is, I know how it is when you don't have reliable, trustworthy, people with integrity, people who are going to hold you accountable, people who ain't going to sugarcoat nothing but lay it to you and share with you the truth. How many people out here is really doing that? They caught up in this worldly things. Happy Father's Day, happy 4th of July. Where the heck does that get you? Did that get you anywhere closer to being an upright standing man or woman? Did them holidays do it benefit you in any way? Well, our family got together, yeah, and most of y'all fought, got drunk, and cursed each other out, and got mad and say, can't stand them. Some get shoot and kill each other. But some use it as a means of a family gathering. And many find out, many don't make it to the next year of that holiday. Yeah, man. I was going to go see, but I knew we was going to have the family gathering on Thanksgiving or Christmas. But see, you allowed a holiday to block you from going to see your loved ones or ones that may have been on your heart or your mind at that moment in time that you had a knowing something wasn't right with but then you figure I'll just wait. And you got stuck by a holiday that you didn't even reach out. Let's go over to grandma. Take her over to what's the name of that restaurant? What's the name of that restaurant, y'all? The buffet. They got the buffet. My father-in-law loves that place. He really, I hate to say love, he enjoys that place. What's the name of the restaurant? It's got all the food on the whole line, the buffet place. I can't remember it. But anyway, somebody's going to go to Corral. God, y'all are smart, boy. A lot of y'all already know what I'm going to say before I even say it. Golden Corral. You see everybody take their grandparents there because grandmama and granddaddies, they want the taste of it all. And they know that they can go ahead and pick their choice and they could go and just snack on. And everybody you see people pulling in, the 80-year-olds, the 90-year-olds, grandparents in there, right? And that's the last time they're going to see them until the Mother's Day and Father's Day for most of them. Yeah, we getting grandmama or mother and mom together, daddy together on Mother's Day, Father's Day. Yep. Here we go. We are there, or Christmas, Thanksgiving. We got to go buy the house. Grandmom, granddad suffering 365 days out of the year, and yet that one day they get a meal. They get a freaking meal. Mama get a meal, daddy get appreciation. Okay, let's go ahead and take mom out. We're going to appreciate mom on Mother's Day. Hot dang, is that all I get? Is a one day out of the year appreciation? I work my tail off being the mother of the household. Well, I work my tail off being the dad of the household. And yet all we get is one. You mean we can't love on each other every day? I taught my wife's daughter one thing. Life is full of celebrations. Celebrate everything. I remember when I got fired from a position at the high school. And I came home. I said, yo, we going out tonight to celebrate. Why? I said, because I got fired. And she looked at me and said, you're kidding, right? I said, no, this is a new beginning. We got to celebrate. We going to celebrate because you know what? There are greater things about to happen here, yo. We are going to celebrate. I was not supposed to be in that place. I taught that young girl, the young lady now, she's a young lady now, Serenity. Some of y'all know Serenity. She was in some of the videos. That in all things give thanks unto the Lord. We celebrate. We celebrate. I'll just come out of nowhere. Y'all get yourself together. We gonna go out tonight. We're celebrating. For what? We made it through the week. The Lord kept us together through this week. We're going out celebrating today. How about trying that? How about buying your wife a rose just because? Who said a freaking pagan holiday of Valentine's? Oh, let me go ahead and go buy a rose. Go out here and buy a rose, flower, a card. Let me go out here and go ahead and make a reservation. The busiest day of supposedly love out of the whole year. That y'all, if I was a woman, I would be like, nah. I remember my wife and I had a conversation about that before we met. Before we got married. And I told I don't celebrate these pagan holidays. I dang sure don't celebrate no Thanksgivings and Christmases, and especially no on Valentine's Day. I said, but if you so choose to, I'll get you the one flower out of the year. Or would you rather to have it spontaneous throughout the year? Matter of fact, my children knew Christmas, you have your choice. Would you rather have a gifts giving on one day out of the year, or would you rather for your good behavior to get flourished with gifts throughout the year? Oh, we'd rather have it throughout the year. Wait till your birthday. You're gonna wait till somebody's birthday? You're gonna wait till Christmas? Oh, you put it off to what? You can't love and surprise, and you can't do for somebody outside of the world telling you do this on one day. You see, this was like the law from the Most High. This should be teaching you in all goodness of your heart, do this thing often. Do this often in a remembrance of me. Can you not tell somebody you love them? This is the last time your spouse told you, love you. I appreciate you. Me and my wife, we do that often. I called my wife the other day, and she said, called her right during work. She said, hey. I said, hey, I just want to call you. Love you. I said, I know you're busy. She picked up, so she had to be in between her patients. She said, okay, love you too. And then in the evening, she'll ask, what brought on that call? Babe, I was thinking about you. She returns the favor too. She just did it too the other day. Called me up. Calling to say, hey, just thought about you. You see, love is contagious. It should not be provoked by the urgency or the urging on by a holiday. Don't give me a freaking nothing on a day that everybody around the world is doing. You put no thought into it. I told my wife when we first got married, do not buy me anything if you can't put thought into it. Well, you sound very ungrateful there, Go Black. Nah, things should be done with a purpose. I get excited when I go, boy, I get excited when I'm out here and I'm like, man, you know what? I'm gonna go shop for my wife this right here, man. I get all excited because I'm like, she gonna be thrown back when I get it this right. She gonna be tripping out because it's like, it's a joy. It should be joyful. It shouldn't be a mandate. Just because it's more is from straight from the heart than a person who's mandated to do something. Here's your card and here's a flower. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Yo. Instead of, oh, what? Why did you get this for me? Because I love you and I appreciate you. Wow. Ooh, the kids are gonna be surprised when they come home and they see this right here. Ooh, what? Hey, kids, I got something for y'all. What? Whoa! What did you get this? Y'all have been very good kids. Y'all have been respectful, honorable. And I just want to go ahead and just bless y'all. The Lord put it on my heart to go ahead and give y'all this. Can you imagine how infectious that is to your children? That it will spring up in them, that their behavior has been acknowledged, that will even propel their behavior in the future. Because it don't have to be things. You ain't got to go buy nothing. It's just a simple word to acknowledge someone. You know how it is when you at work and somebody says, hey, I want to tell you good job. I do that to people too at work. I'm telling you, when they're at work, when people are at work, and I watch somebody and I'm like, man, you know what? I'm gonna go over there and excuse me. I just want to tell you, you are doing a great job. And they be thrown back like, wow, thank you. Yeah, you're doing a great job. The place is looking good. It's clean. And I've seen you over here mopping. I thank you for that because not everybody is diligent in what they do, but I'm seeing how this place really is clean. You're doing a great job. Can you imagine the light that springs up within them? We all want, in some fashion or form, to be acknowledged. Look, I got another Father's Day coming in. Another Father's Day coming in. Happy Father's Day. Can't call nobody, see how nobody doing. Happy Father's Day. And I don't even know whose numbers these are. I don't even know who these phone numbers are. They're family though. Somebody sends it and everybody returns. Oh, let me send return. Yeah, happy. But anyway, family, I hope that some of y'all do what you want to do. But I do know I've watched this enslaved many of the people in their thinking. Divorces happen because you've withdrawn out of your marriage and didn't do a lot of deposits. Now, we're not talking about money now. We're adults here. And the withdrawals are those times, hard times of frustration, sometimes an argument. And when you do too many withdrawals out of your marriage, you become insufficient. When you become insufficient, you become now bankrupt. You now become unappreciated to where now who's asking for the divorce? Can you imagine the appreciation often of the deposits you put in your marriage The deposits you put into your children, your co-workers, your neighbors. These are the fruits that last forever. So with that, family, this is your man, not your boy, bringing you another go nugget that you can either pick up or you can just kick it aside. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you all. And I say to every last one of you all, enjoy the day that is only given to you, and that is the now. That's all we have. Many will depart this earth in the next second, the next minute, the next hour, and no man knows his time nor day. So love on each other while you have it at hand. Or as they say, give a man or woman their flowers right now. Peace out. I'm out.